Alrighty. So we're just gonna have these two thoughts today. They're sometimes a little weird to pick in our minds, so we're gonna practice it a few times. But one of those things that we're just gonna do. And so we're talking about symmetry, which feels more like we're gonna have an art discussion than we're gonna have a math discussion, but it's that same kind of vibe. It is talking about how it's shaped. It is talking about how it's looking. And I don't have my stylus over here because I'm falling apart this morning. Oh my gosh, how please. All right, I'll use this one just because it's closer. All right, so what we're looking at is we're going to be looking at our shapes, looking at how they look, and kind of figuring out where it's reflecting or foldable or anything like that. So line symmetry means it could be reflected over a vertical line. That's the mathy way to say it. What it means in practicality is I could fold the dang thing in half. If we think about a parabola or a U shape or something that looks like this W here, I could straight up fold this guy in half and it'll line up. They match up if I hold it up and look through it. They straight up line up through this vertical line. This one happens to be the axis, doesn't have to be. But if I line up those two lines, they match. So it will often be things that are kind of U-shaped or things that are kind of like W-shaped. They can be upside down. These kinds of guys have line symmetry. They could fold in half like that. It's always going to be a vertical line. So line symmetry, we're looking at vertical lines. Point symmetry is a little kind of, I think, harder to spot. Because what point symmetry is, it means that it can be reflected or rotated. I always say reflected, and I feel like rotated is better. 180 degrees. I don't have too many parts there. Meaning it spins. It would make a decent spinner. I could balance it on my finger. Usually things that are kind of even. I could take this guy and balance it on my finger if I found the middle point. So like a diagonal line, I could balance. If I'm good at that. I could balance it. It would spin. Things that are kind of S-shaped. I could put my finger right here and it would make a pretty decent fidget spinner. It'll spin. This has point symmetry. So this one, I couldn't fold it in half and make it work, but it still kind of matches. Like they're related, but they're not perfect. The other option is that it has none symmetry. No symmetry is an answer. And honestly, no symmetry is very common. When we start working with these kinds of shapes and funky things, they're going to be non-symmetrical more often than they're symmetrical because they have to be really pretty and nice to be symmetrical. So What we're going to do is we're going to look at 4 graphs, which of course I have for you. I also have like 3 additional graphs and all kinds of crazy things on here that we're just not going to do anything with, so yay. We're only going to do these top 4 graphs. These bottom 3 with the equations, you can toss. We had other things we were going to do, but we cut it because of class meetings and because so we're just looking at those top 4, and we're going to see what kind of symmetry they have. And we're going to write like a single line under each of these so you don't have to take like a huge amount of space in your book. I straight up just put the row in. Like I didn't even cut them apart. They're all right there. So this is my copy of the notebook if you ever need to see physical copy of the notes, not a PDF. My little black spiral over there.
Line symmetry has to be over the vertical line?
Line symmetry has to be a vertical line. Yes. Okay, so let's look at these 4, and then honestly, we'll have the rest of the time to work on homework and stuff. What's up? There should be some in the box. I could get an extra pair. Go. I just put them back in the box when you're done. Anybody else need more scissors at your table? Okay. Okay, so let's look at these 4 and we're going to see what kind of symmetry does it have. It could be line symmetry, point symmetry, or no symmetry. Those are our options. Point, line, or none. And this is just going from left to right on that top row on your paper. So we've got a line. Think of it like a ruler. Does this have vertical line symmetry where I could fold this sucker in half? Does it have point symmetry where I could balance it and spin it? Or is it not symmetrical at all? Yeah, it's point symmetry. I could take that line, put my finger on it here-ish, and it'll spin really well. I could actually, it has point symmetry lots of different places. So this one has point symmetry. We're just going to assume that actually says symmetry. The Y looks weird, the M's look weird, the whole word looks weird, but it's a choice. I made a choice. All right, how about this parabola, this U shape? The U shape has line symmetry. If I could take my screen and fold it right here, they would line up. It would match. I could take the U and it go smoosh and line up. So this has line symmetry. Okay. Oh, I guess I flip-flopped these next two. So let's do the kind of wonky W. It's the last one on your guys' thing, all the way to the right. Does this one have point symmetry, line symmetry, or no symmetry? No symmetry. If I can't fold it anywhere. If I tried to fold it here, it wouldn't line up. Even if I came kind of in the middle, it wouldn't line up. There's no place I could put my finger to make that balance. If I do this, it's gonna go all kinds of like wobbly kind of stuff. So this doesn't have any symmetry at all. No symmetry. And then our last one. What do we think here on this one? Point symmetry. It looks weird because one side's really long and one side's really short. But if I was to put my finger here and look at the function as a whole, just because my graph is zoomed in right here doesn't mean that's where the whole thing is. So you can think about this being, all right, we'll just take this chunk. I could set that up as a little fidget spinner. I could do Big Mama fidget spinner. Because this line continues on. There's an arrow on it, it keeps going. I could set that up as a fan right there, it would work. Or a fidget spinner. Or a pizza cutter. Something that spins, or a wheel. So this spot right here is our point of symmetry. So this is our point symmetry. And that pink is going to disappear right there, but you understand I just written the word symmetry again. Okay. Questions about our symmetry stuff? Feeling okay on it? Yes, perfect.
Can you go back to the first slide?
Yes, sir. This one or the one with the definitions?
That one.
Okay. Yeah, I can always go back. Assuming my iPad doesn't die. 'Cause my iPad gets grumpy sometimes. But as long as it's in an okay mood, we can do that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Anytime. All right. So that's what you're doing. Like, that's it. All right. There was a whole other thing, like it wasn't that I planned for it to be this short, but we're cutting it so that we can get the classes that had the meetings caught up. Which means on your homework worksheet number 7, I believe, on the back. The one that says even odd. Yeah, number 7. You don't gotta do it. Because we'll go through that stuff when we get into polynomials, which will be like December if it's a semester. So we'll go through it again when we need to, but right now it's not particularly helpful. It takes a ton of time. It's very confusing. And genuinely, I hate it. So skip number 7. So I'm going to say it's probably 22. No, number 7 on worksheet.
What time is it due? What time?
Tomorrow. If it's during your class, great. If it's at the end of the day, that's fine. Just know I leave like right at the end of the day, so don't try and come at 3 because I'm getting on. But also, I'm not super strict on that as long as it's in before your chapter test. I don't really care. Okay. So tomorrow, I believe we are using your computers, so please bring your Chromebooks. I will double check that. Bring your Chromebooks tomorrow. We should be working in Alex a bit for at least half the time. So you guys have the rest of the time today to finish up this worksheet. If you didn't finish up the worksheet 1, you can get that one done. You can get this turned in. We should hopefully be able to get them in and done today. I will get homework 1 graded and put in today. So you'll start seeing grades pop into Skyward here pretty soon. Yeah, we will be working on your Chromebooks a little bit tomorrow. We'll have about this much, maybe not quite this much work time, but we'll work on it tomorrow. So please make sure you bring your Chromebooks. I will try and always remind you on days we're going to need it, but most Fridays. Which means I should probably set up that assignment in there. Yes, ma'am.
One. Do I turn it in?
Oh, yeah, you can just put it in the bed. It's totally fine. I just need to scramble my iPhone stuff out.
Can you keep your boosters for the rest?
They usually live in the little boxes. So if you you need to replace one in your box, yours was. Do you have one that was all dried out?
Oh, I didn't know that boxes.
Oh yeah, you can put them in those boxes. It's like I have some spares, but you have all the things. Where's my comics? School supplies wise, I have all the things. All the things. You need it, I got it. Yeah, when you're Remind me of your name, I think.
Thank you.
D and H hallway is the closest.